On the news at 7, President Buhari commissions multi-billion-dollar Dangote refinery, tasks incoming administration to leverage on feet for national development. Ondo State government conducts promotion interview for over 3,000 local government workers. Towards unveiling real causes of death, Ondo Assembly begins legislative work on quality control. And from the foreign scene, G7 countries pledge more support for Ukraine over its ongoing war with Russia. Good evening and welcome to the news at 7. I am Akimumi Abodunde. Tonight we begin with the economy. President Muhammadu Buhari has urged the incoming government of Bola Tinubu to build on the success of the Dangote refinery. The president made the statement during the commissioning of the facility located at Ibejuleki area of Lagos State. Buhari also congratulated the chairman, board of directors, and management of the Dangote Group for their notable contributions to the industrialization of the country. Oduayo Soya has the report.
President Muhammadu Buhari arrived to the event alongside other African leaders, including the Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo, Chadian President Mahamat Deby, that of Niger, Mohamed Bazoum, Senegalese President Macky Sall, and President of Togo, Faure Gnassingbé. The president said the Dangote refinery is a game changer and a milestone for Nigeria's economy.
We recognize that without active participation of the private sector and a strong commitment to public-private partnership, our economy would continue to remain severely challenged and our economic growth impeded. Government, therefore, will and should continue to provide an enabling environment and encourage innovative public-private partnership in all sectors of our economy.
Buhari, who said Africa must unite to create a conducive environment for economic growth, expressed confidence that President-elect Bola Tinubu will sustain the improvements made in the economic and business environment by his administration.
It is my hope that the succeeding administration will continue to apply such innovative schemes in partnership with the private sector to accelerate the provision of critical infrastructure, in particular roads, power, and gas pipelines. I am aware that the Dangote Group is already fully involved in this public partnership scheme, and we must commend Alhaji Aliko for his leadership of the business sector and his commitment to the transformation of our economy.
President of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, while congratulating Nigeria on the establishment of the Dangote refineries and petrochemicals, said Africa must encourage the culture of entrepreneurship.
We need to push vigorously in West Africa the culture of entrepreneurship so that we can grow our economies and become prosperous. There is no greater symbol of entrepreneurship in the 21st century, in West Africa and indeed in Africa, than this iconic Nigerian entrepreneur, easily the equal of the celebrated entrepreneurs of our generation, such as Musk, Gates, Page, Bezos, Zuckerberg, Ovia, and Olumelu. Aliko, as we say in Ghana, Aiko, well done.
The President-elect, Bola Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima, said the inauguration of the Dangote refinery was a sign Africa was wealthy and not only about crises and deprivations. According to the president-elect, the refinery will help stabilize the naira and improve on the lives and well-being of Nigerians.
In generating the much-needed foreign exchange, in generating humongous quantum of jobs, and in stabilizing the naira, it is safe to say that the Dangote refinery will be the most consequential single project to come on stream in recent times. Africa is not all about the crisis in Sudan. Africa is not all about poverty, deprivation, and destitute.
Other dignitaries at the event, including the Managing Director of the NNPC Limited, Mele Kyari, the Central Bank of Nigeria Governor, Godwin Emefiele, and the Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, said the Dangote refinery has put Nigeria and Africa on the world map. They said government cannot continue to bear the cost of subsidy payments.
It opens the possibility of genuine commercial market and step forward in our collective efforts to make Nigeria a net exporter of petroleum products to the international markets.
Under the incoming administration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria will cease the importing petroleum products, fertilizer, and petrochemical that drained over $26 billion in foreign exchange in 2022.
The over 150,000 or so direct and indirect jobs that will be created are not for 65-year-old and not for 55-year-old. They are jobs for our youth, our young leaders that are in their 20s and in their 30s.
For the President and CEO of Dangote Industries Limited, Aliko Dangote, the refinery will generate massive job opportunities. According to Dangote, the first product of the refinery and petrochemicals will be in the market before the end of July or beginning of August this year.
In addition, 80% of our production can also be discharged through trucks to go around Nigeria. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, our huge investment of over $18.5 billion in this industry has been prompted by our desire to support and contribute our quota to the federal government's sustained efforts to transform our economy and properly position our country as a leading nation in Africa.
He appreciated the President, Buhari, and Nigerians for the massive support he got towards the creation of the refinery and petrochemicals plant. The Dangote facility, a capacity of 650,000 barrels per day, besides servicing the international community, is expected to provide thousands of jobs, provide respite from the nation's troubling unemployment rate. The refinery will be churning out premium motor spirit, diesel, aviation jet fuel, and dual-purpose kerosene, among other refined products. Odunayo Sawyer, Osrc News.
Over 3,000 local government workers are undergoing promotion interview at 20 centers across the 18 local government areas of Ondo State. This is sequel to the flag-off of the 2023 promotion exercise by the State Head of Service following Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu's approval. OSRC's Omoshileola Adesoye Ajayi now reports.
It is the turn of local government workers across the state to take part in the ongoing promotion exercise in the state. While declaring the exercise open in Akure, the state capital, the chairman Local Government Service Commission, Mr. Femi Idris, said the exercise is not to wishant anybody but to enhance professionalism among workers.
Those of you who are qualified, those of you who are going to be successful, I want you to understand that this is just a step forward in your career progression.
He also commended Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu for his commitment to the welfare of workers in the state.
The glory of God will thank the governor for giving us space, for giving us the approval to conduct this exercise, which happens to be the promotion exercise at the local government service.
The head of local government administration, Akure South local government area, Mr. Oladipo Olajide, said government was committed to the welfare and progress of the workforce.
We have to thank, first of all, His Excellency, the Governor of the state, for approving this exercise to take place. And in addition, we thank the Local Government Service Commission for springing into action to make sure that the exercise takes place. And this exercise is taking place in several designated places in the states.
For some of the personnel, the 2023 promotion exercise is another call for diligence and efficient service delivery.
All thanks to our amiable governor that did me feel that whoever is deserved to be promoted should be promoted today. So I'm very, very happy, and I believe that I'm part of them.
We have been suffering for the promotion, but thank God for this talk and do this man. We appreciate him for giving us this opportunity to do the promotion, and he pays salary at when due. We really appreciate it.
Not less than 3,180 personnel are taking part in the 2023 promotion exercise in over 20 centers across the states. Omoshiliola Adesoye Ajayi, Osrc News.
Ondo State House of Assembly has commenced work on a bill to ensure global best practices in post-mortem activities in the state. To this end, a public hearing on the establishment of the state's coroner system to regulate the process of death investigation has been held by the Assembly in Akure. House of Assembly correspondent Omoshiliola Adesoye Ajayi brings you details.
Gathered here are lawmakers, members of the public and other stakeholders in the health sector. They are here to deliberate on how to improve on the process of death investigation in Ondo State in order to ensure quality control method and procedure for post-mortem. While declaring the hearing open, the Chairman House Committee on Health, Dr. Abiodun Faleye, noted that the bill, when passed into law, will provide detailed post-mortem examination. He, however, noted that wider consultation is needed to capture all interest in the sector for a robust bill.
Very important due to the sensitive nature of the bill, as it affects all the members of society at large.
The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Banji Ajaka, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Foluke Aladenola, while applauding the bill, also called for proper scrutiny of all interest.
It's a collaboration between justice and health. It's not mainly for justice. And of course you can see here, this is a good bill that will affect people of Ondo State that we need to look at it critically.
The Special Advisor to the Governor on Health, Professor Francis Faduile, affirmed that the bill will be a determinant for proper investigation into the causes of death, adjust where necessary, and ensure culprits are brought to book.
Coroner system law, which is medical legal, has two fronts. It has the medical, it has the legal. A legal man cannot control the medical section. We have the chief coroner, who is the head of all the coronates. And we have the chief medical examiner, who is the head of the medical examiners. Both of them, we have their own way of controlling them.
Other stakeholders lauded the bill, which they said was timely and would go a long way to curb sharp practices in the sector, shift the burden of investigation from the bereaved, enhance quality health care, and create more jobs. Omoshiliola Adesoye Ajayi, Osrc News.
The Supreme Court has fixed May 26 for the judgment in a case by the People's Democratic Party praying for the disqualification of the President-elect Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima, the Vice President-elect. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal Court, Justice Haruna Samani, has dismissed the application for live coverage of court proceedings at the 2023 Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal sitting in Abuja. Samani said the application by the People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party lacked merit. The Presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, had filed an application on May 8 for an order to allow the live coverage of the daily court proceedings on the case they brought against the president-elect Bola Tinubu following the February 25 election. The Labour Party and its presidential candidate, Peter Obi, followed suit with a similar application, asking that proceedings of the tribunal be televised live. You're watching the news at 7 on OSRC television. You can also watch us live on our website, www.osrc.ng, or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel, OSRC TV Ondo. We'll be back with the rest of the bulletin. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us on the news at 7. Construction work on Orita Obele Okiodu Road in Akure, the Ondo State capital, has resumed. At the time of filing this report, the road was being stone-based from OSRC headquarters to Elesari Junction. Representative of the contractor handling the project, Mr. Bakare Mutairu, said the road is being constructed in phases. He promised that asphalt would be laid on the part of the road being attended to on or before Friday next week. Motorists interviewed commended Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu for his commitment to making roads in the state motorable. They, however, implored the contractor to ensure accelerated work on the road.
1 week, I believe the road will be completed. No doubt about that. Because by the grace of God, by Wednesday, we are priming the road, and subsequent something is asphalt surfacing.
What will not be the hope of the resident now?
In fact, they should be rest assured that before Friday next week, we will see the God intervention will happen. No problem. Before Friday next week.
Everything will be completed.
By the grace of God.
In May time now, this work has been stopped, but now we can see that the contractor has resumed the work. So the work has started again. So we are very happy to see the work that is going on now. So we pray that the work will not stop. So God will help our government and the contractor to finish the road in time before this is raining.
Ọ̀dàlẹ̀ kìíní, ọ̀dàlẹ̀ kejì, ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹta lè yí kọ́ bá mi kí ìjọba bá mi bì ọ́ kó kúkú parí rẹ̀ kọ́ bá mi dọ̀dà sí. Nǹkan mi lè mú dùn jálẹ̀ lẹ́fọ̀n kan bá a ṣe é kàn jọ abẹ̀hún.
Ended some months back by the contractor. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Medical Sciences, Ondo City, Professor Adeshegun Fatusi, and 9 other scholars have been inducted as Fellows of the Nigerian Academy of Science. While admitting the new Fellows in Abuja, the President of the Academy, Professor Ekanem Bride, said it had over the years maintained an enviable standard and thus charged the new Fellows to sustain the reputation by adding value to the Academy. Fatusi, a professor of health and community medicine and a fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Medicine, is a global expert in the field of adolescent health and has served in key global and regional agenda-setting bodies, including the Lancelot Commission on Adolescent Health, where he was the only African-based scholar. He has published 102 articles in peer-reviewed journals. Others who were inducted into the Academy are Professor Paul Abudu, Professor Adesoji Adeshina, Professor Henry Fadamiro, Professor Wasiu Adeyemo, and Professor Olukemi Odukoya. The list also includes Professor Gideon Okwekwasili, Professor Okechukwu Onukweli, Professor Morenike Ukpong, and Professor Emmanuel Unwabona. Established in 1971, the Academy is the foremost independent scientific body in Nigeria dedicated to the development and advancement of science. The leadership of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has suspended its one-week warning strike. President of the association, Dr. Emeka Oji, said the association suspended the action for 2 weeks after reaching some agreements with government last Friday. He, however, stated that the doctors will meet again on the 2nd of June to review progress made with the agreement signed, after which the association will decide on the next line of action. On May 17, NARD began a 5-day warning strike to press home its demands after a 14-day ultimatum to the government lapsed. The doctors are demanding, among other things, payment of all salary arrears to members, as well as immediate upgrade of infrastructure in public hospitals. Moving to the foreign scene, the 3-day Group of 7 summit in Japan has ended with leaders pledging more support for Ukraine in its war with Russia. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made a surprise visit to Hiroshima. He denied reports that the city of Bakhmut had fallen to Russian forces. Sunday Kolawole reports.
This should have been a day of diplomatic triumph for Ukraine's President Zelensky, soldier to soldier with the G7 leader, but it also turned out to be the day in which the Ukrainian leader acknowledged the total destruction of Bakhmut. At a one-on-one meeting with President Biden, he was asked about the city.
Mr. President, President Zelensky, is Bakhmut still in Ukraine's hands? The Russians say they've taken Bakhmut.
I think no. But you have to understand that there is nothing. They destroyed everything. There are no buildings.
Later, Zelensky was asked for clarification.
Now our people are accomplishing a very important mission. They are now in Bakhmut. I will not share where exactly, but it witnesses that Bakhmut is not occupied by Russian Federation as of today.
Like the other international visitors here, President Zelensky paid his solemn respects to the victims of war. The president, 15 months after his country's invasion by Russia, laying a wreath at the memorial to those who died in the world's first nuclear bombing almost 78 years ago. Ukraine is only one of 4 countries to have given up their nuclear weapons, but it still has nuclear power plants, and fighting around one of them, Zaporizhzhia, has been heavy. With so much still at stake for Ukraine, President Zelensky had meetings with some of other countries invited to the G7, including the leader of India, Australia and Indonesia, but notably not with the Brazilian president, Lula da Silva. He did get good news on fighter jets. The US has dropped its objections on NATO allies giving Ukraine F-16s.
My private meeting with President Zelensky after the G7 meeting and with his staff, I told him the United States, together with our allies and partners, is going to begin training Ukrainian pilots in 4th-generation fighter aircraft, including F-16s, to strengthen Ukraine's Air Force as part of a long-term commitment to Ukraine's ability to defend itself.
Up to a decade ago, there was a G8. Russian was a member until it was kicked out following the annexation of Crimea in 2014. Today, President Zelensky was with the leaders of the G7 as the representatives of the 8th country in the bloc. It was a very powerful symbol, but developments back home will have sourced the atmosphere for Zelensky, even though many experts believe Bakhmut's strategic importance has been overplayed. It is a place where so many lives have been lost in the last year, and the uncertainty about his fate casts a shadow on Zelensky's visit here to another city synonymous with the destruction of war. Sunday Kolawole, Osrc News.
Moving on to sports, Sunshine Stars Football Club has defeated the Kada FC 3-0 to grab the last Super 6 slot in the Group B of Nigeria Premier Football League (MPFL) at the Ondo State Sports Complex in Akure. Michael Olalusi, Achine Meka and Udo Mekerete got the goals for the home side in an exciting tie. OSRC's Benga Uluwajano was there and now reports.
Fans of Sunshine Stars Football Club thronged on Ondo State Sports Complex Akure to witness the tie deciding their team's qualification for the Super 6 of the Nigerian Premier Football League. Michael Onalusi gave the Akure Landlords the lead in the 9th minute from a free kick. Moments later, the goal scorer fluffed a chance to score a brace after he missed from the spot. Midfielder Archie Nnaemeka extended the lead with a thunderous strike that would easily win the goal of the season award in the 26th minute as Odom Ekerete headed home from a cross to finish the job much later. Sunshine Stars coach Edith Agoye thanked his players and football fans in the state for their support and expressed optimism that the team will do well in the Super 6 slated for Lagos in June.
Akure is very happy. Ondo State is very happy. We are very happy to be able to put happiness in the lives of a lot of people today. The Super 6 comprises of the best 3 teams in each group. It's a competition that will be very tough. We understand that. But this team has been built to withstand whatever comes out, and we'll go to Lagos to compete with all the other teams that will qualify, and by the grace of God, by a lot of good job in Lagos, we hope to bring back the continental ticket to Akure.
We don't have to kill ourselves. We have to go back and see what we can do to bring the team back the soonest.
Commissioner for Youth and Sport Development Bamidele Ologun assured that the Clubs Federation conflicture against EFCC FC Abuja will prepare them for the task ahead in the Super 6.
It's a very long journey, but we believe in ourselves from the onset. We want to use the opportunity to thank God Almighty and to also thank Mr. Governor for supporting us all the way.
To qualify to Super 6 does not mean that we are there yet. So we have to push ourselves so that we can come out victorious in Super 6.
It's our usual to give them support, and we have to double our effort this time around so that at the Super 6 we make sure we get the league.
Sunshine Stars made the cut for the MPFL Super 6 alongside Bendel Insurance, Rivers United, Lobby Stars, Eyimba FC and Remo Stars. Benga Oluwajano, West House News.
Flying Eagles head coach Ladan Boso is already planning ahead of his side's second game against Italy at the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup on Wednesday. The Nigerian boys defeated debutants Dominican Republic 2-1 in their opening fixture on Sunday. Boso stated that they must work on their finishing before they face the younger Zuris, noting that the boys missed so many chances. The Flying Eagles need just a point from the game to scale through to the round of 16. The Nigeria Football Federation has sacked coaches Salisu Yusuf and Nduka Ugbade. Yusuf and Ugbade were sacked due to their team's woeful performances. NFF President Ibrahim Gusso said their jobs are tied to the competition. Yusuf's dream team failed to qualify for the Under-23 African Cup of Nations and as a result won't be part of the next Olympic football event. And to end the news at 7, another look at the major stories. President Muhammadu Buhari has commissioned the multi-billion-dollar Dangote refinery located in Lagos State. The president at the inauguration also tasked the incoming administration of Bola Tinubu to leverage on the feat for national development. Ondo State government has commenced the 2023 promotion interview for over 3,000 local government workers. Towards unveiling real causes of death, the Ondo State House of Assembly has begun legislative work on quality control. And from the foreign scene, we told you that G7 countries have pledged more support for Ukraine over its ongoing war with Russia. That's it on the news at 7. Thank you for being a part of it. Good evening.